Hi everyone, this is Sam Enudi podcast, We the People. Today I have my great friends I've known in Nigeria for so many years now. In my days as human rights activist in Nigeria, he used to feature me on radio, on television. He with others, Baba Boy and the rest of them that used to be in AIT studio. He still works there and he's a veteran journalist. I think he's the best person to tell us what is going on with the political scenario in Nigeria today. His name is Oke Eze. Mr. Eze, welcome to my podcast.
Thank you, Sam. It's a pleasure to be on this.
Thank you, Mr. Eze, for taking your time from your busy schedule in AIT to join me this morning. Um, in Nigeria, the political scenario is heating up really hot. And over here, I know we are very advanced here in the United States. There in Nigeria, I want to know what the preparations between the three major candidates in the upcoming presidential election. We have the Peter Obi flank, we have the Bola Tinubu, and the Atiku. Um, what is the political scenario? What does it tell you at the moment? Who do you think that these people have laid out their manifesto that the people buys what they're selling, and come early next year, the voting period, the people going to choose based on manifesto or just as business as usual? What is your take on all this?
Thank you so much. The political scene here is getting charged. As you know, the political parties and their candidates are stepping up campaigns, going from one city to the other, trying to make people believe in them and what they are saying. The campaigns are on. And as you said, the three main parties are the All People's, the People's Democratic Party, and then the Labour Party, which Peter Obi is the presidential candidate. Now, the campaigns are on, and then I have not really seen any new thing. As used to know the electioneering in this place, it's just the only thing that seems to make us feel that we were likely to get it right this time is the people's call for support for Peter Obi, who is the Labour Party candidate. This type of thing has never happened before. The young people, the youth, they are all behind him. But I have this feeling that it's not enough for you to say, I am for you, I support you. Do you have your PVC? That's the permanent voters card with which you'll be able to cast your ballot for the candidate of your choice. The youths that are backing Peter Obi, when registration, the voter registration was on, many of them it did not show interest until, I don't know, it just came like a bolt out of the blue. Everybody became very interested in registering to vote. The campaign, just came like that, and then everybody came alive. The youth, particularly, they said, "This is the time for us to stop these rogue politicians from continuing in office and continuing to squander the wealth of the country." So they came out and said that they want to change the situation. They want to make things better, to rescue Nigeria, as it were. But just as they were developing interest in registering to vote, the Independent National Electoral Commission said it is all over. They stopped registering people for this. Some people even went to court to contest it, to force INEC to continue with the registration exercise, but he did not get anywhere. The case was thrown out. Now, the point I'm making is that it is true that people, the youth, want a change in this country, but if you don't have your voter's card, it may be difficult for you to bring about the change that we desire. So now the campaigns are going on in various camps. I have not seen anything different. It's just the usual when they gather at, for instance, if they come to Lagos, maybe a APC, that's Bola Tinubu's party. If it comes to Lagos, there'll be a large crowd. And then sometimes these crowds are arranged, rented crowd, as they used to say. We gather them, and then they talk, mount the podium to address the masses, and then at the end of the day, they just go. They now move to another place the following day, and that is what has been going on. This is happening in all the parties. The campaigns are hotting up, really. And then we are expecting that as time goes on, Nigerians will make up their minds on who to vote for. We have really been through terrible times in this country. And this is a country that is very rich. But you are rich, you cannot take care of yourself.
Thank you so much,
yes.
Mr. Eze. Talking about youth rallying around Peter Obi.
Yes.
You just mentioned two things, and I'm going to bring in two questions based on what you've just listed. One, you're saying INEC is restricting people to get their ability to vote by getting their PVC. That's number one. Number two, is Peter Obi supporters, because you say youth, a lot of youths are rallying around him. Do they know what Peter Obi would do if he becomes president? And are they just emotionally attached to Peter Obi for just getting change in Nigeria, not knowing what Peter Obi will offer when he gets there? What do you think? What are you saying that will bring that change Nigeria actually needed through Peter Obi if he gets there? And what do you think the youth are seeing in him that is bringing this? Is it just a movement that is just emotionally built? Let us know what your take is.
Yeah. Yes, the change that he's preaching, it's I think there's a bit of emotional attachment to it, as you said. But I think that what is really making people to believe in him is the fact that he did well as a governor. In fact, even before he joined politics, he was running business. He was in the banking the sector, and he made his marks in those places. Then joining politics, he did well in Anambra State. When he left office, the state was not in debt. And then he built a lot of structures that are still there, even though his critics are saying that we did not do much. But the man is telling them, okay, if, for instance, the current Anambra governor, Chukwuma Soludo, was criticizing him. You know, that one is they see him as a pro, Buhari person, although he's not. The man belongs to APGA, but they see him as a pro Buhari person. Recently, he criticized him, saying that he did not do much when he was an Anambra governor. Peter Obi came on to say that, yes, I agree with you, sir. You are my big brother. I didn't do well, but I trust you as a professor that you will be able, you have just assumed office, you'll be able to do more than I have done. I never told you that I did everything that Anambra, that I was able to solve all the problems in Anambra. But we thank God for bringing you on board, and that we expect that you'll be able to put things right for the state. Now, Peter Obi, as I said, did well in Anambra State. Nobody, since he came out to campaign for this election, nobody has been able to come out to say he did this or he did that. Those who are criticizing him, I don't know where they are basing their criticism on. The man, if you listen to him, it talks like somebody who is sound economically. He knows how to manage resources, especially when it is not when they are not much. He is. They see him as a stingy person, because when he was a governor, anytime he was moving around, maybe traveling from that place to Abuja or going from there even to UK, his people, those who are used to that system, who were in his government, to make arrangements, this and that, put things together, bring a lot of money. The man will tell them, no, I don't need all that. He will fly economy class to anywhere he's going, instead of posing as the executive governor of Anambra State. So all those things people are, remembering. Then, apart from that, I was saying that the man is sound. If you listen to him, the analysis he gives, the statistics that he comes up with concerning Nigeria's situation, you'll be pushed to believe in him, because all these people, all the other top candidates in this election, a lot of them are afraid of going into a debate with him, because they know that he will beat them hands down when it comes to reeling out statistics. The man is sound, and they know it. Because of that, if you remember, there was this a group in Nigeria made up of the broadcasting organizations of Nigeria, some civil society groups. They came together. They were organizing a national debate. Just over a week ago, they announced the cancellation of that, since the candidates were not showing interest in being part of it. So they canceled it. It used to be a big event.
Is it because they are scared that they're going to ask questions that will dig out the skeletons in their cupboard?
Yes, I suspect that. I suspect that. But even as it is, debates like that, what I think is that they are concerned about the technical questions, because some of them can go there and goof, disgrace themselves when they are asking them questions about figures and all that. And then some of them are not so sound when it comes to expressing themselves. So, but if it's somebody who knows his onions, will be able to sail through. If there are a lot of politicians in this country who still believe that it has to be business as usual, the way we used to do it. So it has to it has to continue like that. So such people are not really keen on telling Nigerians, selling themselves to Nigerians. All they want is, it is my turn. You need to hand it over to me so that we'll continue the way we have been doing. So, and that has been the problem. So,
my second question. Yeah, my second question,
yes.
Chief, is the PVC thing, the limiting of people getting their registration thing to make them eligible to vote by INEC. How did that come by? How did they do that?
No, INEC was saying that it came up that time. It gave a lot of time for people to register. But you know how we do things in this country.
Yes.
It is always the dime minutes that you see people rushing. Yeah. Now, INEC, its own argument is that the way it has arranged things for this election, if it allowed this thing to go beyond that time, I think it was July 31st or so that they ended it. That if they had allowed people to continue to register, it would have disrupted its timetable because it outlined its activities for the year. Now, what the law is saying is that registration of voters can go on up till 3 months before election. But INEC stopped it, when it was still more than that. So, and that's why people went to court. But INEC was saying that it has other activities lined up, that if you allow that to go on, it was going to affect the whole preparation. That's why the court ruled in their favor.
Wow.
Are you getting that?
Yes.
So the court said that INEC is right to have done that, that it doesn't want the date for the election to be shifted because of registration, and that people had ample time to register, but they did not go ahead to register.
Yeah.
That is the INEC. It was not as if it was not as if the ruling party influenced that. Okay. That is the thinking of a number of people in the country, that they did that just to make sure many more people who want to bring about the desired change will not be able to see that through.
Thank you so much. I hope going forward, Nigeria will be able to grow to that level where each state could make law that will make their electoral system better, like it's done here in the United States.
Yeah,
it makes law. Even in so many states, on election day, people can actually get their registration done and vote that same day. In many states here in the United States.
Yes.
So away from that,
we've
the other major candidate, Bola Tinubu, a lot of news, a lot of stories have been said about him. Some people say he has fake certificates, some people say drugs, some people say money laundering, a lot of stories that we do not know where they're coming from. Are these true? What is going on?
Yeah, well, we have heard all that, but it is difficult for us to prove that. If the man wants to let Nigerians know that his hands are clean, he should think of maybe going to the United States within this period. Just go there briefly and then let the whole world know that I am in the US. You know, in an advanced society like that, if he goes there and then the people, nothing is done to him, indirectly, you have been able to say, I am a clean person. So all those people accusing him of soiling his hands, they will be shamed. So Nigerians are expecting that within this period, he will be able to wriggle out of it. And then that of age, the allegation that some people are even saying that Bola Tinubu is not his real name. He has a name which he abandoned some years back. Abandoned that, and that he's fake. But as I said, there's a limit to what Nigerians know about that. I don't know how, if he did all that and he was able to cover his tracks. I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. But you know, such things can happen in Nigeria. People who have bad records,
anything goes.
And go to where those records are, destroy them, just to make people believe they are what they are not. So it's difficult for the media now to get to the root of all these issues. Or I can tell you that even if Nigerian journalists have access to such information, it may be difficult for them to come to the open to say, these are the records we have about this man's drug deal and all that. Because the man, he has money, and people believe that he can do and undo. I don't know. I don't know much about that, but we have heard all that, and Nigerians are watching to see how things will go this time around. Everybody
that's the problem, Mr. Eze.
His or her impression.
That's the problem in the United States. You don't say politicians are rich.
Yes.
Because you don't go to government, you don't become a civil servant to make money or become rich. Even if you sometimes make some good money for yourself and your family. They say it's rich. So how did you get this money? These are questions that people ask you. You know, we're trying to get to the root of the matter here so that Nigeria will be better going forward, right? Then talking about getting rid of corruption, we know the country has been corrupt since 1999. It's in the inception of democracy, consistency in Nigeria. But Buhari came with this mantra, I'm going to get rid of corruption and this and that. Currently, just a couple of months ago, he awarded 440 people national honor. And a very prominent politician from the north came out and said,
your voice is sounding
are tips except one or two. What do you think about that? If you say you're reading of corruption and you're giving national honor to people you think that crippled the country in the past, which message are you sending? That's the question they're asking us here.
Hello. I didn't quite all the things you said. I was trying to let you know that your voice was muffled. I couldn't understand what you were saying.
Oh, okay. Let me come again. Let me rephrase it again. I said, still going on what Nigeria is made up of, or what they're trying to, where they're taking Nigeria to. When Buhari came in, he said, "I'm going to fight corruption." And a couple of months ago, a few months ago, he awarded 440 people national honor in Nigeria. And a top northern politician came out to say, of everybody you giving this honor, all of them are thieves. They are the people that crippled Nigeria, except for a very few. What do you think of that?
Well, the people who are accusing those who are giving national honors recently of being behind the rot in Nigeria, they may just be those who individuals who want to criticize his government, maybe people who belong to other political parties, who will ever see everything wrong in whatever move the person at the helm does. Whatever the person does, they will criticize and then find faults. You know, and that's the kind of role APC was playing when PDP was in power. Kept on finding faults. At the end of the day, it became guilty of the same offense, so to speak. Now, those who are criticizing the president, it is true that it's not all the people, the 440 people who got national honors that are very good. You find good and bad people in that group. But for them to just make a blanket statement that all the people there, or most of them, are corrupt, that he's honoring corrupt people when one of the things he told Nigerians he was going to do would be to fight corruption. I don't think it is proper. So his critics, they have to watch their words and not just say things you know, out of emotion. Now, the man, it is true that we are not getting what we expected from him in terms of governance, because at the onset, many people saw in him as they saw him as the Messiah, somebody who would change the situation of things in the country. But I'm afraid up to now, we have not been able to see all that happen. Some of my friends say that since he got there, he has not been able to tackle any problem in this country. So where is the change that he was preaching, you know, when he started? He has not been able to change anything except he changed things to the worse. Nigeria is in a very bad state right now, and he does not seem to have the political will, yes, to it. He cannot really solve these problems. In fact, the problems in this country have overwhelmed him, and then Nigerians are just watching and counting the time so that by May 29, we'll hand over to a new government, and then the person will take it up from there. But for him to perform any miracle,
especially security,
yes.
Yes,
security. Things are getting worse because he doesn't know what to do anymore. And then all they do now is wait for the terrorists, the bandits, the kidnappers to strike anywhere. If there are victims, they will send condolence messages. And then that's the best they can do. It's really a shame. So our country is 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 almost dead. Is on a sick bed, and then we are looking for somebody who can come and administer the right medication so that we'll begin to breathe the right, get back to life.
Somebody say Nigeria is a mystery country. Someone say Nigeria is a mystery country because you can't fathom what is going on. Do you think that Buhari of today is not Buhari himself? That is Buhari is fake. It's plastic.
No, my brother, I don't believe that trash. I call it trash because even in the Western world, such a thing has never happened, where they clone a human being and then you come to tell us the man when he was still in UK receiving treatment. A lot of people are saying that, yeah, no, it's one man from Sudan that it looks like him, it talks like him. I say, Abba, why are people believing all this kind of thing?
Yeah.
You know, that was the kind of thing that Nnamdi Kanu sold to Nigerians, and many people believed it. Each time I travel, to the village, they tell me the man in Abuja is not a Buhari. It's not a Buhari. I always tell them, why are you people thinking this way? Have you ever heard that such a thing happened? Okay, now, even if they cloned him, this man has been going to his village. He speaks Hausa. His voice is still the same Buhari. But the only thing that we noticed after his treatment in UK is that he has become more alive, agile. He even looks younger. I tell them, this man before he became president, he never had money at his disposal to treat himself the way he has done. That is what the medical system has done to his life. And then I don't believe that the man there is not this person. Is not Buhari. Because if he's not Buhari, how can he? There are people in that place now. It's not just APC people that go to the government house. Other people who have known him right from his days in the military, they still interact with him, and nobody has come out to say that he's not Buhari. Now, even his colleagues, former colleagues in the military, senior officers, those who are in service and those who are retired, nobody has come up to say that man is not Buhari. So why are we making fun of ourselves? Wow. I don't believe that.
No, so what you're saying here, you just said maybe it doesn't have that wherewithal to actually give him the kind of healthy treatment he needed before he became president. Now that he became president, and one of his cardinal objectives was to build state-of-the-art hospital when he becomes president. Today, in the Western world, some of the best doctors we have are from Nigeria. Don't you think he would have seized that opportunity to build state-of-the-art hospital? If we are the giant of Africa, we should do something that comes out extraordinarily great, you know, where they will say this is the giant of Africa. Many presidents of the world does not come to the Western world to seek medical medicine. They do it in their own domain. Why can't we do the same? Why can't we just show a sample, build, and if if that's one of the biggest best achievements he made during his time, that would have been at least in various areas of the country to cushion that effect of not having the best medical hospital or facility to checkmate what we see in the Western world.
Yes, yes, Sam. Everything boils down to the fact that the man is overwhelmed by the problems in the land. Yes, when he became president, or even before he became president, he was telling Nigerians that he was going there to transform every sector. Now he has not been able to do that. Some people blame that on the hijack of his administration by a cabal. That a cabal took charge. So the man has been there just as a figurehead. He's not really the one pulling the strings.
Wow.
That the people in the government, if you remember, there was a time his wife was shouting that there is a cabal that is, making things difficult for the man, and yet he cannot get rid of this cabal. So now the man at a point, that's my own opinion, it's like he was confused. He got confused. He didn't know how to begin to put things right again.
But the buck fall on his
and
table.
Then, yes,
yeah.
it falls on his table. It falls on his table. The man is there. He can give instructions on what to do. But if his lieutenants do not do the right thing, and he does not have the willpower to even punish those people because they are somehow members of his family, so we cannot go anywhere. As you can see, nothing will be done, and nobody will be punished. This is, don't forget, this is a democracy, and then you have seen how things have been happening in this country. Somebody is indicted, is accused of maybe embezzling money, and it takes like a year or two for them to even believe that such a thing happened. And then if eventually he tells the person to go, the person goes, and then the courts will also do their own dragging. The matter will drag, assuming the person is charged to court, the matter will drag, and then at the end of the day, that matter will just be swept under the carpet.
You just mentioned something, Mr. Eze, that he cannot punish those he gives instruction. Here's the buck still falls on his table. Well, don't you think he caused it because most of his surrounded himself by everybody around him from the north, from his own enclave, and did not divest power to every nook and crannies of the country? Don't you think that's one of the root causes?
That's what so many people are saying, that he has. There are so many competent people in this country, people who know this work, but he ended up surrounding himself with the people he can trust. In quotes, the people he can trust, and then there's nothing you can do about it. Some time ago in this country, there was a time the Southerners were shouting that all the juicy positions are going to the north. They don't. They give the ones that are not lucrative to people in the south, just to create the impression that the equation is balanced. But we all know what is going on now. Nigerians are not satisfied with his governance. They're not satisfied in every sense. In fact, the cost of living now is something else. People are dying of hunger. People who had jobs before are now jobless. A lot of things are winding up in this country. The cost of food is hitting the rooftops, and there's no hope that these things will be settled very soon. We don't have any hope. Everybody's just saying, okay, let's wait and see how the elections will go. But I'm afraid if care is not taken, the political class, the people who have been behind the problem in this country, who created the problems in this country, will still be in charge, and we will end up having it the way we used to have it. So, as the former President Obasanjo said, business as usual. It's likely to continue because even though the Independent National Electoral Commission has talked about, has introduced a few things which it believes will be able to, safeguard the people's votes in 2023. Some people have the fear that politicians, the money bags, will still play a role. They will still, come to the polling booths to buy people's votes, and then there's nothing anybody can do about that. Even the people, these people who have money to spend, can easily make it possible for the security agents and even people who are supposed to, maybe civil society guys or people around the polling stations who have eagle eyes. They can buy them, just give them money so that they will not, they look away from what is going on. Then INEC has come up with bimodal voter accreditation system, a device which they take to the polling station. People will vote. When they finish voting, and then the counting of the ballots is done, they just compute the figures and send directly to Abuja from that place. That is what they have on ground now. So some time ago, just recently, people were saying that there is a plan for INEC to discard that system. But INEC has maintained that it's going ahead with that. Okay, now, if that one is in place, we know that this idea of ballot box snatching and then all the kind of things that go on at the polling stations will be minimized, because if the figures have been sent to Abuja, have been uploaded, then anybody who is snatching a ballot box is wasting his or her time. So, and apart from that, they are saying that the system will make it difficult for underage people to come and vote. It is that, and then for people to even use other people's voters' cards to come and cast their ballot. That they are working on all that. But what about the things that will happen even before the elections? I mean, the voting day, the day of election. For instance, we know in the past, people used to they arrange arrange results. Get for
vote,
instance,
before the
in a
actual
particular
vote was
location, votes will be counted. Votes they'll get they allocate figures to particular places. Say this is the vote from this place, even though the election has not taken place in those places. That's the kind of thing we used to have in the past. But if INEC is able to block all that, perhaps at the end of the day, we will do what will make history, you know. But I don't know. I don't know. There are so many people who are still skeptical about the whole arrangement that INEC may not really be able to plug all the loopholes that the money bags will still play their game.
Lastly, from just what you just said, we heard that one of the presidential candidates, quote unquote, Atiku, gave INEC 100 million. If you actually want,
hello, Sam.
Yes, I said we heard.
Please
that
say that again, because it's sounding awful again.
I said we heard that one of the presidential candidates gave INEC 100 million naira. If they think that they will want free and fair election, why should it be bribed? Because that seems like a bribe to me. Is it true that he gave INEC 100 million naira? And what for?
Who? Which candidate is that?
Atiku.
No, it cannot be true. It cannot be true. No such thing happened. If such a thing happened, we would have known. It didn't happen. It may just be that kind of allegation coming from people in other camps. No such thing will happen. Anybody who gives INEC money, even if it is 10 kobo, at this particular point in time, you will know that that's inducement now, isn't it? So no such thing happened. Yes, it didn't happen. Okay. So whoever is coming up with that just wants to present INEC in bad light, which is not proper.
Yes.
Thank you.
Mr. Eze, you shed a very huge light in most topics people want to hear and get a real picture from, because you are there. You are in the media, and most times you guys share ideas and get to the nucleus of issues. And I think this is why you're like the root. You got to the root of every issues that actually wanted to have a fair view from. So we want to have more of you, because there are a lot of things about Nigeria. Nigeria, like you said, is in a sick bed now, and we need somebody who actually dose of medicine to get Nigeria out of that sick bed. So we will not get tired of getting you. I'm going to bring you back. You used to host me before as a human rights activist in Nigeria, in AIT and on the radio channel too, with your co-host Baba Boy and the rest of them. Baba Boy now is a commissioner. Right? Now he's a commissioner in the West. I think Ekiti or Ondo. You know.
No.
He's so on and so
Baba Boy is not a commissioner. It's a D1 if you know him. Dayo Adeneye.
So D1 is a commissioner. Okay. Adeneye, yeah, that was a commissioner. All right.
At the moment,
these are my other friends too.
Yes.
All right. So I'm going to definitely bring. I definitely link him too, even if he's a commissioner, he's a person somewhere. I will see if I can link him. We'll have to discuss, because Nigeria is wide. Nigeria is huge. We want to see it succeed. We're born there. Even if we are here in the diaspora, we're here in the United States. Thank God. God bless America. God bless Nigeria. We will want Nigeria to succeed. And this is why I say let us discuss how we can get at the entire quagmire and make Nigeria a better place and a safe haven for everybody. Thank you so much, Mr. Eze, and God bless you.
My brother, God bless you too.
Going forward.
God bless our country, Nigeria. Thank you.
Bless you. Have a wonderful one.